Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to be here on this final day of the Business Enterprise Week. And these kind of events really comprise a really important part in developing the opportunities and skills for local firms in securing new business and growing their companies. And on behalf of the London Borough of Havering, I would like to congratulate the Apex Centre and the Chamber of Commerce and Industry for all their excellent work in putting these events together. And what a fabulous venue we have here in the heart of Romford, in my hometown. So I'm really proud of what you've done, Mr. Sahil. There are many opportunities for businesses in Havering in the next few years. The Olympics next year should support an influx of visitors into the borough, and with campaigns such as Visit Havering and investments into our town centres and infrastructure, there is much to be positive about. Yet there are still many challenges which, with competition tough, local firms need our support. The Council has been working hard to help local businesses wherever it can, whether it be via the Havering card or through major projects such as Harold Hill Ambitions and the Rain and Compass. Now, I don't like this speech, actually, and I'm going to walk around because politicians have a reputation of speaking, so do lawyers, and since I happen to be both, I'm afraid it's double trouble. So I'm going to throw it over to you now, and if you've got any questions for me, for the Council, and for Mr. Sahil, he's more than happy to answer questions as well. So is there anything the Council should be doing or could be doing better for local businesses and training? I'd be more than happy to listen to you guys.
I would like to know if there's any way that we can improve the exposure of apprentice programs, because even though I live and work locally, I was not aware of apprentice programs being available for people up to 50.
Yep.
We all assume that apprenticeship programs are for 16 to 18-year-olds, and a lot of the over 18s and under 50s feel that there's nothing for them. So if we push that as a community more, then maybe that would help to increase the employability of local people. Is there some other way we can do that?
Great question, great question. We know that some companies already, like Tesco's,
Yeah.
B&Q's, are already going for that system. They like employing people over 50 and 60 because they're reliable, they've got lots of experience, lots of people skills, transferable skills. But you're quite right, it's something the government have been doing because there's been a big stigma regarding apprenticeships. The previous government wanted to send 50% of people to university.
Yeah.
Not everyone wants to go to university. You know, not university, not for them. You know, there's nothing wrong. You know, I trained being a plumber years ago. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. It was a good trade, and I don't see why we can't continue that. But it's interesting what you say about the older people, because I think they do feel left out actually. And given the recent unemployment figures were very bleak, they were announced on Monday, I think they were. I think it's something we should be doing.
Yeah.
The Council does have an apprenticeship scheme, but you're quite right. It's actually mainly for people under 25. Mm-hmm. So it's something I certainly will take away for people over 50.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My question addresses to the learning and development area, where it actually attracts more employers than employees. There are many businesses which are struggling because of lack of skill. Skill like people don't know how to do internet marketing. People who don't know how to actually display their shop front. Simple as that. And we have identified through our research, we've been researching for nearly 2 months now. There's a background program which is going on. We have come up with wonderful, reliable figures which tell us how many businesses in Romford are struggling because of what. Now these figures I will be presenting to you probably in our next meeting, because we have identified areas where the reasons why the businesses are struggling and how can we help them. So do you have any kind of role which you can play from your side as a councillor?
Absolutely. I mean, in March of this year, the Royal Mail figures showed that Romford had the most start-up businesses, most new start-up businesses than anywhere else in the UK. But what we're trying to ascertain is how many of those have failed within X amount of time. And as we know, many businesses fail within the first 3 years. So I'll be interested, once we've got the statistics, we're going to collate them, find out what was them. We're going to approach them businesses, find out what the pitfalls were, whether it was marketing, as you say, whether it was competition, whether they were not in the right market, whether they were in the wrong location. It's some questions we need to drill down, find out why they failed and why the other ones were successful.
Our company is a training provider, and we train people into employment.
Yeah.
And my question is, I've realized since building contacts with businesses that some of the business are not aware of possibilities getting or availabilities for people to get a placement within their businesses, so which benefits businesses and people together, which for employees it allows to expand their skills, or if they're returning to work after a long time, it gives them an opportunity to basically gain more experience in the current employability market. And a lot of businesses that I've been in contact with, they're not aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the council somehow bring those businesses together and encourage them to give an opportunity to available workforce to move forward.
I think that's a great question. I think, this time of austerity, I think it's down to all of us, all of the partners, not just the council. It's down to the public sector, the private sector, to work together and get this message out. I mean, we know that the knowledge, what am I looking for? What's the word? It was all going well then, wasn't it?
Experience, qualification, education.
What's the word? Close?
Skill. Appropriate skill.
No, it's not the word. We had a word, it was a buzzword yesterday. Can't remember now. But we know that, I know. In London and the South East, the knowledge sector, certainly knowledge and training, is best. It's probably been for the last 10, 15 years. It's been an explosion of places like this, wonderful facilities. But I think you're right. It's down to all of us, really, to come up with ideas, how we get the message out there. Because if people don't know what's out there for them, then it's a double-edged sword, isn't it, really?
I know a firm personally in this building who are actually training people for to increase their chances of employability, like interview skills, like even body language and how to have eye contact with the interviewer. And I think council should encourage those facilities. It is based on the fact that people just can't get through interviews. They're very good, but they just can't get through the interview properly. And I think HR firms sitting here, they probably can vouch for that as well. They're good CV, great references, but the person didn't perform well.
I think it's shocking when we see how many people cannot write letters or CVs, and I think that needs to be addressed nationally, within the curriculum, because why people can't read and write when they leave school is a disappointment, really, in a so-called first world country. When you go abroad and people are speaking 4 or 5 languages, you go to Spain, I'm obviously part Spanish, and little 5-year-old kids can speak French, English, Italian at 5. So we must be doing something fundamentally wrong, I think, and go back to the 3 R's and what was wrong with that,